Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to do a video review of the Walt Disney World Wilderness Lodge Resort. Recently my family and I traveled there to the Magic Kingdom as well as Epcot. And on this family trip we decided that we were going to try a new hotel. We've stayed in the Art of Animation and also the All-Star Music before, as well as off property. But this time we're going to try one of the Disney Deluxe hotels, which this is one of. And the other thing I want to say is this video is not paid for anyway by Disney. We received no compensation for it. I know the internet goes crazy when people do videos like that, but I'm not a professional blogger. This is just my review as a dad who took his family to Disney World for a family vacation. This was our daughter's first. She's 9 months old, and that's actually her crib there that was provided by the hotel. One of the most amazing things about this hotel was the lobby. When you walk in, you're just simply awestruck by the architecture and the design, as well as the views. It seems everywhere you go in this hotel, there's a view. So I'm going to do a video of walking around the property. It's a little bit bouncy and jerky. It was taken over several days. So bear with me on the camera work, but it's just something I wanted to share with you. This is actually one of their restaurants, Artist Point. We never went there, but I've heard decent reviews on it. This hallway is going from the main lobby out towards the patio and restaurant area where the Roaring Fork quick service restaurant is. This is outside, just outside the back doors near Artist Point. There's a little creek that starts in the lobby, kind of coming from a bubbling geyser, and has the illusion of it's going outside of the pool. This is the Mercantile, which is right off the main lobby. Of the stores and hotels and stores at Disney, this actually is one of my favorite. I mean, they are pushing the normal Disney merchandise, whatever theme season they're in. T-shirts, hats, pins, all that type of stuff. But the theming was consistent throughout. And one of the other things I really liked about this hotel store, or Mercantile as they call it, was actually the ability to buy groceries. So if you're kind of sick of the $15 cheeseburger and fries that Disney offers at the parks, you actually have the opportunity to make your own food, like sandwiches, or they had cold cuts. I'd say the level of stuff they had is about equivalent to a small convenience store, plus they had some fresh produce, toiletry items, Tylenol, other stuff like that. Had some candy here, chips. So if you just wanted to hang out at the hotel that day, you could have food. They also had the quick service downstairs, which was called the Roaring Fork. And I will say, of Disney quick services, it actually was pretty good. They had a good variety of food, and it was outside the normal cheeseburger type stuff that you get in the parks. The sandwiches were pretty fresh when we had them. And walking out of the Mercantile, you're going to come into a hallway, and if you go right, you go right out to the bus stop and also towards the DVC area. And coming back left, you walk back into the main lobby. And I will say, every time I walked out into this lobby, I was just awestruck. The architecture is sort of themed off the great lodges of the West during the golden era of the national parks. Though it's not specifically themed to one national park, You really do get the feeling that you are walking through the great lodges of the West. Here's that bubbling geyser in the lobby that has a creek that flows outside. Disney pulled off the illusion that it does flow into the pool, and then that pool flows into the Bay Lake, but they're all separate water systems that they don't actually trickle through. And one of the great features about this hotel, and even over the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian, which are Disney's other deluxe resorts, is that there's just a lot of seating in the lobby. And it's very comfortable to come down with a cup of coffee and sit here and talk to your family or your friends or meet up with people. This of the architecture is probably one of the most welcoming hotels, I think. The Polynesian has couches and stuff around the centerpiece of the lobby, but I feel that this hotel was a lot more welcoming and warm and friendly. It has a little hand car keeping up with the theming of the hotel. Plus, the wood floors were beautiful. The totem poles, the animal skinned lamps, and just the general pole type architecture. It really was just a nice feeling to be in there. You do have to excuse the bumpiness of the video. It's me walking around. I don't have a gimbal, and the GoPro's at the end of a little stick, so it's kind of, my movement's accentuated. But there are the front doors, and that's looking up at the lighting. The other great thing about this hotel is you can actually go down to the elevator, take a ride up, and get some great shots from up above of the hotel. There's the Whispering Canyon Cafe. That's I'd say one of the sit-down restaurants that Disney offers, and they have breakfast and they also have lunch and dinner. It's one of those, you can order an individual meal or a all you care to enjoy, and the food's pretty decent. I don't like to comment on the flavors of stuff because it's Disney, and flavors are subjective to each individual person, and also probably where they come from in the country. Like up here in Massachusetts, we have fantastic Italian in Boston's North End, 10 minutes away, so going to Tony's Town Square for us is kind of an insult, and I'm sure we're eating ribs and the Whispering Canyon is probably an insult to someone from Memphis where they have world famous barbecue. So the service has always been impeccable at this place, in the restaurants and the concierge desk and check-in. They were very warm and accommodating. What we did was actually, because we had a 9-month-old, mailed down a package of diapers and formula, and they held it at the desk for us. And this is taking it as we checked out. The beds are messy, obviously, because we were just leaving for the day and actually heading back to the airport. But just give you an idea what the room looks like. This was a standard room. You get a table. The one thing I thought was kind of weird was in the day of USB and Wi-Fi, they still had data ports, but no USB chargers. But maybe it's just a little bit older plug there. The headboards on the bed were really cool. They were I don't say hand carved. They were carved with a wilderness theme, and they had wooden carved animals on the bedposts. The room was, for a hotel room, average size. You had the flat screen TV. You had a balcony overlooking the pool area, as you saw. Disney provided us a crib, which was nice of them, and we had no problems with it. Standard hotel closet. The little bath area, the sinks are on the outside, and the toilet and bathtub are on the inside. I will say the one thing I noticed with this hotel over the other value resorts is the housekeeping was impeccable. Uh, the ladies that took care of us every every day we had lots of fresh towels and toiletries and amenities. They were very, very good. We had a lot of problems at other Disney resorts with housekeeping where they would just leave trash and just we'd have like no towels and stuff. So you definitely notice the difference in this type of resort. And that the service is just a lot better, and obviously because you're paying a lot more money, and you would expect that at this. And here's walking around some of the upper hallways of the area, just out above the lobby that looks out over Bay Lake. And one of the great things, as I said before with this hotel, is you can just get up there and just watch. You can people watch and just take in the architecture from up above. Here's that quick service Roaring Fork. It's sort of in the back by the pool. And again, for Disney quick service, it was actually pretty good. They had a pretty good variety of food. And walking out here on the patio, they have an outdoor eating area. And coming through here, we're looking at the main pool for the Wilderness Lodge. And just the other side of that, behind that building in the background, is the DVC pool. As a hotel guest, you have access to both. One of the key selling points of this hotel was this short walk out to the boat dock. Having an infant in a stroller was really nice to have a short walk to get on the boat and go straight to Magic Kingdom with your own bag check. One of the big turnoffs for me with Disney is when you stay off property or you stay at the other hotels, is going to the transportation and ticket center and having to check bags, and it's about as fun as commuting to work in a major city. It's just crammed on the monorail, crammed on buses. Of my Disney stays, this is actually one of the most relaxing we had, because you got your coffee or your breakfast and you just go down and take a nice easy stroll to the boat dock, and that was it. There was no walk up this ramp, walk here, walk there, walk there. I feel like you do a mile of walking before you even get into the park. But this was just a nice stroll out through the woods and the marshland here. Another thing that was cool about the Wilderness Lodge is if you're a die-hard train fan like me, if you took a short walk over to the Disney Vacation Club area, they had a lot of railroad theming, including the Carolwood Room. And I didn't know this existed till Tim Tracker did a video on it. And I just thought it was really cool to see actual, live steam trains that Walt Disney himself owned and actually would have sat on. The Carolwood Pacific was a small live steam railroad that he had in his own yard in California. But this was just a little hidden gem that we had come across, and again, just as a train nut, I thought it was really cool to see the actual trains that Walt Disney would have sat on, riding around on his days off. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and leave your comments below. I really do appreciate them, and appreciate all of your viewers that do come to my channel. And also, we did have a very, very tired baby on the way back to the airport who can't wait to go back.